Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey.
Good morning.
I sound like, hey.
Good morning. You know you sound like.
Oh, no, I don't.
Yes, you do.
What was it? What is it?
Sound like your cousin.
My cousin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shut up.
Your new cousin.
Oh, shut up.
Your recent cousin. Cousin you just found out about.
Okay. No.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to today's Midday Motivation, the
Stop
Tuesday edition.
thinking.
If you're determined to have a productive Tuesday, terrific Tuesday, go ahead and put a boom in the comment feed. Let the world know you're here. Thank you for the likes, subscribes, and notifications. Clicking the notifications bell for those of you that are on YouTube. For those of you on Facebook, make sure you share this with your friends.
What's that?
I don't know.
I need a hat. It's not working today.
Just shake your head.
No, it's not working today.
Yeah, shake it.
I need to go get it done. Come on. I ain't been in the hairdresser since this whole COVID stuff started.
Since March.
Since February.
I think you went in March. Because we went to that other church. I think you went right before we went there.
Did we? That's still a long time not to get your hair done.
Good morning, Bishop Barron. Good morning, Sister Angie. Sister Jackie, Sister Willie Mae, Sister Kathleen, Brother Larry, and Nia, and others who have joined us. Thank you for being a part. We're walking through the book of Job. I was going to say, likewise to you, sir. I was going to say, don't intend to be long, but when we say that, we end up going to.
We will not. Our words have power. We will not be before you long, and that's not Black church preacher talk. That is, we declare it to you this day. So let us stop with all the.
I mean, it's just one thing that's just burning from this. This is one thing.
That's how y'all know already. He lying. It's gonna be long.
It ain't.
It is.
Good morning, KB. So Job is dealing with this affliction. He's got boils all over his body. He's in pain. He's got 3 merciless friends that are just. If you got friends like these, you need to find new friends, for real. God said Job was upright and blameless.
You know what? You say that, but I was thinking about this. This is how I know. If I ain't on camera, we can't dialogue, and then time goes by shorter. That's what it is.
My goal is chapter 17. Go ahead.
We have 11 minutes.
Yeah. Go ahead. We good.
It really, your friend circle is very important, and I don't take that for granted. Your circle of friends is very important. However, Job realizes who his friends are. He realizes that at this moment, like his wife, they just ain't seeing straight. And sometimes even your friends will not realize the move of God in your life.
Amen.
Sometimes those closest to you won't even be able to recognize what God is doing in your life, because when God does a thing, it does not make sense all the time.
Correct.
And
most of the time.
Yeah. Like it still ain't making sense. It just doesn't make sense. And so sometimes even those closest to you will not understand what God is doing through you.
You won't even understand.
You won't understand while it's happening a lot of times. But God, ... And so these may have been, they're true friends. I don't think they would have made it to the book if they were not his friends. I'm just saying. They would have been like a certain man. Or they'd have been like somebody.
They talking too much to be a certain man. A certain man said this. And another certain.
And another certain.
And then another guy said this. Hey, Sister Margot.
But it reminds us.
Think about you and praying for you yesterday.
It reminds us that you are not always going to have the support that you think you need. When you recognize, and I'm going to say it, and I know it's going to sound churchy, but it is Bible, that all your help comes from the Lord. It don't matter what your friends say.
But what is the help sometimes?
What is the help?
What is the help? Like sometimes you don't even know the help you want and or need.
You don't have to know. God knows. And if we know that God knows,
Preach to me, right?
That's our responsibility. My responsibility is not to know the how of God.
Right.
My responsibility is to know that God is going to do.
To know that God knows.
That's it. That He's got it under control, and that's what. That's a whole nother level of faith. Like, we so caught up on the how that we miss that measure of faith in just saying, I don't know how, but I know.
Yeah. But in our world, we often want to, dare I say, yearn to know.
Absolutely. You know but look what you just said. In our world. That is very funny. In our world.
Sometimes the help is just favor. You're right.
It is.
You're absolutely right. Its help is unknown, but the one that is known knows what the help is.
And knows the best help that's needed in that moment. We think in our finite minds that Job should have had a wife who was like, babe, God got us and He's going to provide. And I know we lost everything, but God is going to do it. And because that's what your wife should have been.
She's singing pots and pans because she feels fine.
And we think that the friends should have been like, you're a righteous man, Job. And we know that God is not going to, we know that God got you. And, you know, even though we've never seen it before, kind of like Noah and the ark, ain't nobody never seen rain. And we expected people to be like, God said, build an ark, go build an ark. And nobody never seen it. They ain't never even heard of rain. So no, in our finite minds, what's taking place is the epitome of our flesh.
I was about to say, it's the something for me, but I wasn't meaning it like that.
Where is that from? Everybody's doing it now. I don't know what that's from. Somebody help me.
I can't remember for me. I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember. It's from the internet.
I just be so in my Bible. Lies. Lies.
Facebook Bible.
That's it.
Instagram Bible.
The book
Twitter
of
Bible. Twitter Bible. It's not even that they would have been, when I look at this, it's not even if they would have been the holy friend, if you will, but just not condescending in the way that Bildad, Eliphaz, and Zophar are. You've done something wrong, Job, and God is getting you back.
That's all they know.
You know what I mean? And it's right. It's what they know. And so that's what they're saying to him. So it makes sense. When we get to chapter 17, it really makes sense when Job says what he says. So
I'm sorry. And if these would have been the friends that said, if I would have, Cliff, you're such a good man. You are so upright. You are the epitome of, God in the earth realm. And there is no way you could have done anything wrong.
Hello, Miss Maud.
If I'm saying that to you, I am now feeding your pride and feeding your flesh.
Are you though?
If all I've ever known is that this kind of calamity comes from doing something wrong,
right?
Then that's probably what you do. You know you haven't sinned. You know you haven't done wrong. But if I come to you and I say that, then what would the response have been? Yes, you're right. I am. I don't deserve this.
I don't know.
I am. Sure, you're right. I am the best of the best of the best, sir.
Men in Black.
Men in Black, yes. And either way, these would have been friends that would have been talked about no matter what side of this spectrum they're
in
on,
essence,
with 4 minutes left.
In essence, their comments have pushed Job deeper into his relationship with God.
Absolutely.
Chapter 17, Job is praying. Watch Job's prayer. He said, my spirit is broken. My days are extinguished. The grave is ready for me. Remember, he ready to go. He said, oh man, try to refresh your screen. Try to refresh your phone where you are, Miss Margot. He says, are not mockers with me? And does not my eye dwell on their provocation? Now put down a pledge for me with yourself. Who is he who will shake hands with me?
Go back to 2. Job realizes right there, that is a walking on water moment. Are not my mockers with me, and does not my eye dwell on their provocation? Like he's saying, that's what I have to focus on now. Mm-hmm. He has taken his eyes, because of their provocation, he has taken his eyes off the fact that God, he don't know that God said all this yet.
Right.
But he's still not focused on God per him. Go ahead. Because you got 3 minutes left.
Now put down a pledge for me with yourself. Who is he who shakes hands with me? For you have hidden their heart from understanding. Therefore, you will not exalt them. In other words, they don't know what you're doing. God, I don't know what you're doing.
But they don't know what you're doing. Nobody knows what you're doing.
So you're not going to raise them up. You're not going to pick them up because they talking foolishness. They're not saying what the truth is. He who speaks flattery to his friends, even the eyes of his children will fail. But he has made me a byword of the people, and I have become one in whose face men spit. So people don't, people looking at me crazy. People looking at me funny. He says, my eye has also grown dim because of sorrow, and all my members are like shadows. Upright men are astonished at this, and the innocent stirs himself up against the hypocrite. Yet the righteous will hold to his way, and he who has clean hands will be stronger and stronger.
It's prophesied to himself.
I know that I've done nothing wrong, and what I do know is I'm getting strong in the midst of this. I remember years ago there was a lady who her husband walked out. Her husband just walked out after 30 plus years, almost 40 years or so of marriage. And he just walked out, and she said to me, she said, Pastor, I just don't understand. And the Lord kept having me say this one thing: you have to rest in the fact that you did nothing wrong. And I wasn't suggesting that you were perfect. She was perfect or anything like that, but she didn't do, based on what he told her, it wasn't something that she did that caused him to just walk out. All right. And she had to rest. Sometimes we just got to rest in that. When you know what the truth is, when you know that you know, as Dina would say, down in your Noah, then you got to rest. You got to rest in that. You got to rest in knowing that. You got to rest in knowing that God knows what's going on and that he has the final say. Verse 10, please come back again, all of you, for I shall not find one wise man among you. My days are past, my purposes are broken off, even the thoughts of my heart. They changed the night into day. The light is near, they say, in the face of darkness. The darkest hour, they say, is just before the breaking of day. The light is near, they say, in the face of darkness. If I wait for the grave as my house, if I make my bed in the darkness, if I say to corruption, you are my father, and to the worm, you are my mother and my sister, where then is my hope? As for my hope, who can see it? Will they go down to the gates of Sheol? Shall we have rest together in the dust? Now, I want to read this from chapter 18, verse 1, because Bildad says something. Bildad says, there you go. Bildad says, verse 1, then Bildad the Shuhite answered and said, how long do you put an end to words? Gain understanding understanding, and afterward we will speak. Job, what was Job just doing? Job was praying. And he's ear hustling on Job's prayer. And he wants to rebut against what Job is saying to the Lord. Job is in grief. Job is in pain, and he's in sorrow. And he's like, you know what? Death would be better than the feeling I have right now. And Bildad, that's the premise of his entire of chapter 18 of what he says. How long till you put an end to words?
Okay, but in Bildad's defense,
and afterward we will speak. Why are we counted as beast and regarded as stupid in your sight? Go ahead.
In Bildad's defense, Job didn't go off into a corner and pray.
Right. It's all four of them sitting right there.
They all four sitting right there.
In ashes.
And it goes from this to Job shifts his conversation this way.
Mm-hmm.
But he's talking to God about you. And you're sitting there.
I'm just saying.
Okay. In Bildad's defense, it's like you sitting there and we talking and you say something foolish and I just start, Jesus, now you know this man sound foolish. God, can you just like do something with his mind? He talking out the side of his face so right now.
Just going up and just pray right in the middle of our conversation.
Right in the middle of our conversation. That's what Job did.
I did Bildad. You did it.
In Bildad's defense, like, yo, you couldn't have that inside. Okay, go ahead.
Why are we counted as beasts and regarded as stupid in your sight? Verse 4. You will tear yourself in anger. You who tear yourself in anger, shall the earth be forsaken shall the earth be forsaken for you, or shall the rock be removed from its place? The light of the wicked indeed goes out, and the flame of his fire does not shine. The light is dark in his tent, and his lamp beside him is put out. The steps of his strength are shortened. Yeah, two more. The steps of his strength are shortened, and his own counsel cast him down. For he was cast into a net by his own feet, and he walks into a snare. The net takes him by the heel, and the snare lays hold of him. A noose is hidden for him on the ground, and a trap for him in the road. There are things that are going to happen, Job, but listen, you sound crazy. And how dare you say we sound crazy? That's what Bildad's thing is. Because remember, Job, you're getting what you deserve. You're getting what you deserve for something you have done. He says those things that I just read in verse 21. It says, surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him who does not know God. Job knows God. Job knows God. And Bildad knows, Eliphaz knows, Zophar knows. They know that Job knows God. So we can, y'all brothers, we hear you. What James Brown say? Talking loud, saying nothing. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll hear Job's rebuttal in chapter 19 of the book of Job. Amen.
Amen.
11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday with our Midday Motivation. Tonight, 7 p.m. is Pause for Power. We're walking through the book of Genesis. We'll start chapter 3 tonight. The notes are available online. You can even pick some up at the church. The church website is mcmbc.net. It is in the description in the video. All right. So by all means, go ahead and go there. You can print them off. You can download them or what have you. This is Genesis chapter 3 through 5. We'll begin that tonight at 7 p.m. right here. And prayerfully, if I remember, I'll have the video that I have queued up so we can play that before we get into the lesson. All right. All right. Thanks, everybody. Primetime prayers tomorrow night, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Don't forget, got some things coming up. This Sunday is normally when we would celebrate Youth Day. So we got some things coming up. This is also Pink It Out Sunday. So wear some pink for breast cancer awareness. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being on. You got anything?
Hmm?
You sure?
I'm positive.
okay. We love you.
You can't do a thing about it.
Grace and peace.
He'll holler.